Katie, and today I'm going to show you an alternative to a heavy bean dip. So it's kind of like hummus, but it's a little bit even lighter than a regular hummus. So first thing we need are garbanzo beans, or another word for them, they're often called chickpeas. This is the brand I like to use, but there are many different canned versions. Plus you can buy them dried and then cook them yourself and drain them. So we're going to start with a can of garbanzo beans. We're going to open the can part way. Then we're going to drain off the juice. It's actually water. It's called aquafaba. We're going to drain it off, and we're going to keep this. Well, I'm going to keep this. You don't have to. I keep this to use as an egg substitute in some of my baking. So we're going to set that aside. Then I'm going to rinse the beans really, really well. So I don't really like washing dishes that much, so I use the can. Just fill it with water, put the lid down, shake it, drain it, and I keep doing that over and over again until there's no bubbles coming out. We're trying to get that extra air out so that the air doesn't go through our system and come out our hind end. So shake it, drain it, until there's no more bubbles and until there's no more water in the can. And we're going to take the can of garbanzo beans, put it in our food processor, and then we're done with the garbanzo beans. We're going to take some olive oil. And I'm very picky about my olive oil because a lot of olive oils are mixed with soy oil. And my body does not process soy oil at all. So the only way that you can guarantee that your olive oil is not mixed is if it says USDA organic on it, or it says from California. That might upset some people, but I can't have soy oil in my diet, and so that's how I make sure there's no soy oil in my olive oil, because they can mix quite a high percentage of it in regular olive oil. So I'm going to take the olive oil next, and I'm just going to go around once quickly, so there's not very much oil in there. Once again, we're making a light dip. Then put just a sprinkle of salt and a sprinkle of black pepper. Today I decided that I was going to make basil hummus. So I went and picked some of my beautiful basil, purple and green. I rinsed it, and I patted it dry, and then I'm going to take it off the big stems. You can use the little stems, but a big thing in food is texture. Like, we want it to have the right mouthfeel, so I don't want to put big stems in there. But I think the little stems, they break up pretty easily. If you want to, you can just use the leaves. Also, you could just use rosemary or olives. There's many different ways you can flavor it. I always like to add a little something because it gives a little extra nutrition. So I put those in. And then, for the right texture, I use hemp milk. And this is original. It has no extra sugar and no flavoring. So I used hemp milk because, one, if somebody has a nut allergy, get around that. And I don't eat dairy. And it is a little bit thicker than other dairy substitutes. So that's why I like using hemp milk with pretty much all of my baking. And I'm going to just use 1/4 cup of hemp milk. Pour it in there. Then I'm going to turn on my food processor, and then I'm going to maybe like 30 seconds, and then I'm going to take my spatula, get it off the sides, put the lid back on, turn it back on for another 30 seconds, and do that a couple times until it's the right texture. So I threw an extra basil leaf in there. So the texture is thick, but not clumpy, but yet not like smooth. You want to have some texture to it. It smells good. And this is a spatula my brother made me. It's very nice. Get everything off the edges. I'll show you a little bit here. So it's a nice thick texture. It's not runny, nice and thick. And I'm going to use a gluten-free almond cracker. You can use corn chips, whatever you want to dip in it. And just take a nice big dip. And it's really, really good. It tastes kind of light because of the extra fresh herbs, and there's just not very much oil or anything to make it heavy. I know usually with a true hummus you use like a lemon juice, some kind of citrus, but I don't use citrus in my diet, so that's why I use so many fresh herbs to give it that little freshness. So I hope you enjoy, as I'm going to enjoy this. Have a good day.